Hello! Today I'm so excited to be sharing with you my favorite books of 2017. As bad as 2017 was for me, I read a lot of good books, and so that was probably like the highlight of my year. So without further ado, here are my personal book awards. I used to always do this on my blog where I'd have like book awards for my own reads, and so yeah, that's what I'm doing here. My favorite first book of a series goes to two books, and it is Warcross and Renegades. Oh my god, I had such a hard time choosing between these two. I was compiling this list of books over the past few weeks, and I kept switching on and off between these two, and I think they're like equal for me. I think I have reviews for both of these on my blog. Maybe one, maybe neither. I've been so bad at like reviewing books this past year, but whatever. Anyway, I'll just talk about it. Renegades follows two people in a world where there are superheroes. I love all of Marissa Meyer's books. The Lunar Chronicles was one of my favorite series. I think I like Renegades even better. Warcross is so cool. I just really like the world in this. The cover is not my favorite. The characters are awesome. I'm so bad at talking about books. I'll try my best. Warcross is in a setting where virtual reality is a big thing. Each year there's this big game called Warcross. They actually go and play against each other, kind of like Hunger Games style, but it's like virtual reality. It's just really good. Go read these two. Favorite sequel goes to Lord of Shadows, which was so good. I'm so obsessed with all of Cassandra Clare's books, but I feel like it just keeps getting better and better and better. And Lord of Shadows was just painful, but it was so good. Just read all of Cassandra Clare's Shadowhunter books if you haven't already. If you haven't already, what are you doing? Finest Finale is my favorite finale of this past year, and it goes to Always and Forever Laura Jean. I was worried I'd be disappointed because I actually did not like the first two books. To All the Boys I Love Before and P.S. I Still Love You, all that much. It was like very frustrating. Didn't really like the characters. I really like the setting, but it was just a contemporary normal setting. So I don't really know, I just loved the aesthetics, and so I continued to read it, and I'm so glad I did because this is like the perfect contemporary ending that you always want but you never get. Contemporary romance novels, or just contemporary novels in general, always end in like an unfinished chapter and you're like, I need more of this, and that's exactly what this book is, and so I loved it so much. I've been trying to read more nonfiction books this past year because I realized I really like them, and my favorite by far is Too Much and Not the Mood by Durga Chubas. This collection of essays makes me want to write essays. I love it so much. I've never read a collection of essays before. Durga Chubas's writing is just, I don't know, she like gets me. I was reading some of the sentences and the paragraphs and I was like, oh my god, how is it possible for you to understand what I'm thinking but at the same time like make it something where I would never be able to express myself. She's just like a genius. Single and Ready to Mingle is my favorite standalone novel, and that goes to When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. I was so excited to read this, and I was really lucky to receive an ARC. I sent it on a little journey and I gave it to some of my friends to read. I like had them annotate the pages. After the last person who sent it to me was Anika, who's like one of my really good blogging friends. I love her so much. She actually got it signed to me, and I'm like, this is actually so wonderful. It's really cute contemporary that is so realistic and diversely relevant and so cute. So cute. I'm really bad at talking about what it's about, but so cute. I love it so much. Stellar Surprise goes to the book that surprised me the most. I did not think I would love it this much, but I actually loved it so much, and so that goes to The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. My friends Nani at Bookstatic, Taylor Reads, and Fid, or Fidderly from Read Sleep Fangirl, or she changed her name to Fidderly on Instagram now. We're really raving about this book because we were reading it for our book club, and so I decided to pick it up. Didn't think much of it, seen the cover, but didn't know what it was about. Afterwards I became like shamelessly obsessed. And after I read this, I became like obsessed with historical fiction, and now I love historical fiction. And so if you have any good historical fiction recs, send them my way, because this is a really good historical fiction-ish fantasy sort of thing. I love the characters. I love the romance, because there's like no romance almost, and I love the action and the plot twists and all the things. Except it does take like 100 or so pages to really get into it. There's a lot of time traveling and deception, secrets. Oh, this book was so good. This past year has been focused a lot on diversity among YA reads and like books in general, and so I've been trying to read more diversely, and my favorite diverse book, since like some of the other books are obviously diverse as well, but my favorite like diverse book, like most diverse, I don't know, goes to The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This also surprised me because I wasn't a big fan of Everything Everything. I thought it was really overhyped, really disappointed me. But The Sun Is Also a Star was so wonderful. I read it in one sitting, and it really put my mind into perspective. It's about a girl who's being deported back to Jamaica, but she lives in New York and has been living in New York for like the majority of her life, I think her whole life. Maybe like she moved to New York when she was like 3 or something. And then she meets this other guy named Daniel, who's like Korean American and has lived in New York forever, and how their like paths intertwine. I really loved it because it was so good, and also because it's set in New York and I was on my way to New York and I had like, all the feels. The characters are both like people of color, and it's talking about being a person in America even though you're not white. I really loved it. All the stars go to The Sun Is Also a Star. I know I talked about cute contemporaries in my favorite standalone, which is When Dimple Met Rishi, but this next award goes to my favorite cute contemporary because I wanted to add another one, and that is Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. This book is so cute. It's like, what's that movie called? You've Got Mail? It's basically like You've Got Mail, like my favorite tropes, you know, when they're these two people online, they're emailing each other and they like really have a strong internet crush sort of thing, and then one person moves to the other person's city and they actually meet each other in real life, but they don't realize that it's each other because they have different online names or whatever, and then they like grow to hate each other. The in real life person hate each other, and then yeah, it's just so cute and cliche and just exactly my kind of book. I am here for the cute cliches. And also because these two characters in this book are obsessed with film, they have a lot of film references, like old films, and it made me want to watch a bunch of old films. And so this past year I've been watching more films and like appreciating movies, because before I never really watched movies or TV shows, but now I'm like it's so great. Out of This World goes to my favorite fantasy novel, and it goes to Strange the Dreamer by Lani Taylor. Oh my god, this book was so beautiful. Like, if I could describe this book in one word, it would just be beautiful. It is gorgeous, so gorgeous. Like, not even talking about the actual outside, but like the outside is beautiful as well. It's like all blue and gold, and the cover is like beautiful. The writing is so pretty, and the world is so intricately like it's like I can't even describe it. It's just so good. I hate myself sometimes because like whenever I'm trying to describe books that are so important to me, I just say it's so good. Like, I have no words. It's just so good. Finally, my standing ovation, aka the best book I read this year, goes to Petals All the Way Down by John Green. Are you surprised? I talked about this book way too much considering that it was only out for like 2-3 months. This is unhealthy. But I love Turtles All the Way Down so much. I don't even know how to describe this love. I was reading it, felt like I understood myself by reading this book. The thing about Turtles All the Way Down is that it has like no plot. Like, it does, but I feel like the plot, the actual plot, the things happening are the side plot, and the actual plot itself, like the real deep down plot that you don't realize until after you finish the book, is the character, her life and how she's struggling with her OCD and her anxiety and stuff like that. And then the things going around are just things going around. It made me feel like I was reading about myself, which is a weird thing because I don't have OCD or anxiety. I just really felt understood and I really loved it. And it's like a lot of metaphors, which is what I love. Like every single sentence made me want to highlight and underline and circle and reanalyze. Like I'm that person. But it was just so good. It's like one of those books where I love so much where I don't want to share it because I'm afraid that if I share it, people will be disappointed by it because of my overly hypeness. But yeah, or like if I share it, they don't understand why I like it so much, or they understand it and they're like, okay. I'm like, you don't get it. But anyway, Turtles All the Way Down, favorite all time 2017 crown goes to Turtles All the Way Down. I have 2 more honorable mentions, and those 2 go to Caraval and Wolf by Wolf. I recently finished Wolf by Wolf and I've been wanting to read it for a really long time and I loved it so much. It was so good. And I have a book review for sure. Yes, I have a book review. I don't know if it's published yet, but I'll put the link in the bio. And Caraval is one that I read like in January and I remember I really liked it, but then now that a year has passed, I kind of forgot a lot that's happened and I forgot why I enjoyed it so much. Like I remember it was really good. I remember it gave me really good like vibes setting wise and I really like the characters, but there's a lot of stuff where I feel like I remembered it was better than it actually was. That's the feeling it gives me. And I think like the same kind of goes for Wolf by Wolf. I really like Wolf by Wolf. I read the sequel. Wolf by Wolf is duology. I read the sequel and I didn't like the sequel as much, and so I think I remember this book as the sequel where I was like mostly just from my battery died, but luckily I had an extra battery. The same kind of goes for Caraval, even though I didn't read the Caraval sequel yet because it didn't come out yet. But I don't know, I feel like it wasn't that good, but I still really liked it. And the same goes for Wolf by Wolf, but I think that if I reread it, I would really enjoy it. Anyway, these 2 are honorable mentions. They're really good. Really like them, maybe. Not really sure. I'm done! Okay. I hope you had a wonderful 2017, read a lot of good books, and I'll see you next time. Bye!